A few months back, if you would have asked me, Shinjin, what is your hobby? I would have probably said that I don't have hobbies, just focusing on my work and career. But right now, what I've realized is that keeping hobbies will not only help you build connections, learn skill, but also in the end help you earn money. So sometimes it's important to experience a hobby or for something completely different profession, and then coming back to your own world, applying that profession in your current mastery, and then it will help you become a much stronger person. So in 2025, what I'm here to talk about is the three very important hobbies that you must learn to become a better version of yourself. So in particular, there are three types of hobbies I'm going to talk about today. One is cerebral, which will help you earn money. One is creative, which will help you release stress. And one is physical, which is extremely important for you to be in good health and shape. So first of all, let's talk about cerebral hobby. So first, let me start about giving some examples. As you can see, I'm in the college library right now. So the first cerebral hobby I'm going to talk about is reading. Now, reading books can be a very powerful hobby because the knowledge it can give you, that is priceless, and it's a really extremely economical hobby as reading does not take much amount of money, maybe 150 or 200 rupees, but the value it gives is priceless. You completely change your perspective of how you see the world, how you see finance, how you see self development, or any topic you are reading about. Next, cerebral hobby that can be soft skills, especially computer soft skills. And that can be Microsoft Word, that can be Microsoft Excel, that can be email marketing, and anything related to computers. And that's a very important hobby to learn as the technology is evolving and everything is becoming computerized. So less of paperwork and more of digital world. So computer skills is an important hobby to learn in 2025. Make sure to make out time for that. The next cerebral hobby I'm going to talk about is an extremely underrated hobby, which is writing. And by writing, I do not mean just copying notes from the internet or just writing whatever comes to your mind. I mean copywriting, which can be a very high paying skill in future. A lot of companies are willing to invest in your skill if you're a good copywriter. You can start practicing by writing notes, you can start practicing by writing, selecting few companies and then writing some particular one liners for them. And then when you read it you realize that, oh, you are good at it, let me just try and post it somewhere, let me just email that. If they like it, that creates a lot of opportunities for you. So I'll advise you to focus in this writing department, which will help you bring a lot of opportunities in future. So that's it from here, that's it from the cerebral hobby. Next, I'll see you in my other location to talk about the other two hobbies. Thank you. Now, the second type of hobbies I'm going to talk about is the physical hobbies. And the best way to leverage your physical abilities is by going to the gym. Physical hobbies, I include weightlifting, martial arts, team sports. And it's extremely important for you to have a physical hobby because it not only helps you bring a great physique but also helps you bring in that sense of discipline. The first physical hobby I'm going to talk about is going to the gym. Now, I personally started joining the gym few months back and I go 6 times a week. And within a few days, I started seeing the differences. I saw a rise in my confidence level, I saw a rise in my body strength level, I saw a rise in my body agility level. But not only that, I also saw a change in my lifestyle. I started eating healthy, I started working out daily, I started taking care of myself, and also I started building my networks, which is extremely important in a professional life. The second physical hobby I'm going to talk about is learning some form of martial art or karate. Now, as a man, you do not just want to look good and attractive, but also want to have that strength, physicality to protect the ones around you, protect the loved ones. Now, personally, I started learning some martial arts and karate few months back because I started feeling that it's really important for me right now to take care of my loved ones and stuff and learn some self-defense to protect them. And from my experience, I can tell you that it's really easy. It's really very simple to get a little bit motivated and then start learning karate. Just a simple exercises, simple punching, simple extra moves, and after a few days you will start noticing the difference and will see the rise in your confidence level. And finally, the third type of physical hobby I would recommend you to do this year is play some kind of team sports. It can be cricket, it can be football, basketball, volleyball. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because when you play team sports, is your management skills will improve, your leadership skills will improve. You will be able to adapt with the team. You will be able to meet with a lot of people who come from different backgrounds, different families, different rituals, and then you will be able to adapt nicely. You will be able to communicate nicely, which will help you in your socializing skills and networking skills in your professional world as well, because in the end you want to be a leader. And me personally, I've played football for the last few years. I've played many team sports, and I could see that I that has helped me in my confidence and also in my socializing skills as well, which I'm able to use in other forms in my life. So commit to a physical hobby and your life will significantly improve. You'll look better, you'll become more healthier, and you will become more mentally sharp. The final hobby I'm going to talk about is the creative hobby. Now, this is one of my personal favorite hobbies, and it includes film, music, dance, art, design, etc. And the reason why creative hobbies are so important is because it helps you to innovate things and be creative in your own way to find your own authentic style. One of the most important creative hobbies out there is film and content creation. And why I'm saying this is because it's also a very high paying skill nowadays. Content can be a great asset if you can use it properly. Right now, the attention span of people is reducing drastically. So, if you are able to make short form content, then companies will be very much willing to be invest in your asset and invest in your talent, and you will be also getting a lot of opportunities to help your client by giving them your services. Creative hobbies can be as simple as editing a video, editing a photo, choosing a background music for your photo, and also maybe designing a YouTube thumbnail for yourself. And finally, if you are interested in cooking or like eating food, then also cooking can be a really useful hobby. Not only because it's an useful hobby to learn, but also an important skill, which maybe you can use it further in your life. Now, after listening to all these hobbies, the next important thing that comes to our mind is how do you invest in your hobbies. So every day, try, if not every day, probably every 2 or 3 days, try to make out at least 1 hour time every day to practice one of your favorite hobbies, and then you make it as a routine. Also, don't also forget to invest time in self education, maybe by building an aesthetic body. It can also be eating healthy and other forms of self education. Always remember that if you master a hobby or a skill in your life, that is the life that becomes worth living. So that's all from this video. Always remember that I'm watching from afar and I'll be rooting for you. Thank you.